What are life's three biggest philosophical questions? Hi, it's Calvin Smith here, and welcome to Creation Basics, where our goal is to make God's creation part of your everyday conversation. Now, today's question, what are life's three big questions, and how do we answer them? Well, there really are three big philosophical questions in life that most people wonder about sooner or later, and they are: one, where do we come from? Two, what's the meaning of life? And three, what's going to happen when I die? Now, when you think about it, you're going to be dead a lot longer than you're going to be alive. And what I mean by that is that this life is short. And because of that, these questions are really important, and you owe it to yourself to spend some time thinking about them right now. Now, a lot of people devote most of their time to question number two: what's the meaning of my life? And many people try not to think about number three. I mean, who wants to sit around thinking about dying all the time? But what they haven't thought about is that your answer to question number one is probably the most important answer of all, because it's going to provide a foundation for how to answer questions number two and number three. You see, there's really only two ways to answer this question of where we came from, ultimately. And that's either the universe created itself or it didn't. I mean, one, either matter itself has always existed and has abilities that allow it to create, or two, there is a God that has always existed and creates. Now, if the universe created itself, then there must be a natural way, which would be some form of evolution, to explain everything we see and know and experience without God. And if the universe didn't create itself, then there must be a designer, a creator of everything. There are only two choices: creation or evolution. Now, some people would say, yeah, but maybe God used evolution to create. But that's still a belief in a creator, just that you're saying that he used a naturalistic mechanism, so it would still fall into the creation category. But actually, this would bring God's character into question. A good God using millions of years of death and bloodshed and extinction are incompatible with the creation account of the God of the Bible. Also, if we accept evolution, then we already have an answer to question number one. So who needs God if we can already explain everything without him? Now, some people would say, well, what about aliens? Couldn't they have created us? But even if you believe in aliens, which is, by the way, an evolutionary belief, not a biblical one, because this just kind of pushes the question into outer space, because then we have to ask, well, where did the aliens come from? Did they evolve, or did God make them? You see, you're always back down to either creation or evolution. Now, I've even had people at Q&A times at events say, well, what if there's a third way to explain our existence that we haven't thought of yet? I have faith that there's a third way. And my answer is, if you're unable to explain what that way is, and that you're saying you have a blind faith, because you have faith in something that you have no way of evaluating. Let me give you an example of a real life scenario to illustrate whether you would think that arguing this way would be rational. Let's say you have two cops and they discover a dead body. Now, the obvious question is, did the person die by natural causes, or was it caused by a person? Was it intentional or not? Intelligent design or blind chance, etc. Now, can you imagine one of the police officers saying, well, I have no evidence to believe there is a natural explanation for this, and if the evidence, let's say, is 16 crossbow bolts embedded in the corpse, show that this was intentional. But because I don't want to believe that someone did that, I'm just going to be content that there is a third explanation that we don't know of, and just be satisfied with that. Could you explain what that third option is? No, but I'm just going to commit to believing that there is a third option that we don't know about yet. Now, how long do you think he'd keep his job after spouting that out in the courtroom? This would be the height of irrationality. If you're positing an explanation, but you can't explain it, then you're actually positing nothing. So, although both are faith positions, creation and evolution, they can be evaluated scientifically and historically to see if they make sense of what we experience around us. So, how do you answer life's three big questions? Well, answer questions number one, and they all fall into place. Belief in Genesis 1-11 is the foundation of all human thought and experience. Hey folks, Calvin here. I know you've heard it all before. Subscribe, hit the buttons, all that stuff. But here's the thing. Think of it as if you're donating to our Answers in Genesis Canada advertising campaign without having to spend a dime. With the algorithms set up the way they are, it's kind of like getting media platforms that are often quite unfriendly to Christian content to promote gospel outreach for free. Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, share the content, click the button. I know it's annoying, but it really helps.